I believe this is a pretty popular candy or snack in China. I think it's called Mimi Show. It's essentially corn. Now the interesting thing is, it tastes like savory corn. Let's open it up so you can see it. You see how sticky it is? It tastes like straight up, you know, like the Green Giant cans of corn. It tastes like that with a slight hint of sugar. And this is essentially how to transform a relatively cheap piece of candy into a Michelin star decoration for your dishes. Now, will it work? First of all, we're gonna reinforce this in the center. That's what they've done. And then they go all the way around. And then they use a different color, but I'm gonna use the same one in the center again. And then using the paper, is it ready? Oh my god. Oh my god. Do I hold it for a second to crystallize? Are you joking? Look at this, it worked exactly the same. I am losing my mind here. We actually created what could potentially be a way to decorate any dessert that you want to transform into a Michelin star dish. So how would I remove this from the paper? Now that is... Okay, and then you just go and you put this on the plate, I guess, as like a decoration. Look at this! I've never seen anything that looks like this even. Like, this is edible. Okay, let's eat it. It's completely edible. It tastes like corn. It kind of tastes better after it's crisped up. You could even use this as like a little nest for your desserts. It's a very niche thing. Like, this is for when you want to impress somebody, like on Valentine's Day. This is when you'd use this hack. On our American side of TikTok, these things are usually just thumbnails, and then we click on it and we're gonna be disappointed every single time. I'm not used to things working. This is gonna be an interesting video.
2分钟搞定瀑布拉丝火鸡面，疯狂捣捣捣。放入灵魂之水，加入82年开水，打开疯狂 GO 版，拉到屏幕装不下，淋上我能吃一辈子的拉丝芝士。
I have seen so many people doing this cheesy ramen noodle situation, and I never knew what it was made of until I saw this. This would be the equivalent of those potato chips here in America. Our Lays are different. They're mostly oxygen. I believe what they do in the beginning is they don't use the entire container, because otherwise it's just too much potato. Because I'm using the tiny container, I'm not gonna have as much space. What kind of cheese do they use? My guess is going to be a combination of mozzarella for stretchiness and cheddar for creaminess to emulsify the whole thing. This makes sense, right? A little bit of cheddar on the Pringles can. Mozzarella, I think, is probably the main thing. I'm gonna guess this much. Kind of looks like this. I think this will be like handy, but actually that seems very aggressive for this. I've got some ramen noodles that I cooked. I just let them soak for a little bit longer than usual. And this is going to be my base for our cheesiness. I believe this is how it's supposed to be eaten. Now I'm going to put some hot water inside the Pringles can. It's kind of combining. Not in a creamy way yet. I believe we used too much water and not enough potatoes, and definitely not enough cheese. A little bit more hot water, but not too much, because that was too much earlier. I'm going to carry on. It seems like it's pretty forgiving. You can just add stuff and it kind of just works. It needs just a whole lot more cheese and a little bit more hot water. Starting to soften up. I think we're close, so I'm gonna just move on to chopsticks. This has worked. This will be stretchy, cheesy. Let's see. Oh my god. And they make fun of the American diet when your chopsticks are unified by cheese. It's a little bit lumpier than the ones I've seen on TikTok. Pretty close in terms of texture. Look at this. He moves as like one unit. I will also move as a unit soon because this is crazy. Okay, let's try it. It's not as rich as I thought it would be. I mean, it is cheesy, but it's mostly potato. I was not expecting the flavor of potato to be stronger than the flavor of cheese. I know it looks super cheesy, like this looks insane. Like, it does not taste as crazy as that. I would not do this to my noodles every day. If you love cheese, if you love potato, mostly potato, I have nothing bad to say. They are living in the year 3000 over there in China. One more bite, I gotta be done with this. This is dangerous. China, I don't know if you have free healthcare. We don't have it here in America, so crazy. If I got this correctly, I think we're gonna need 120 grams of sugar. I don't want to sound ignorant, but I've noticed that the sugar in China looks so different. It looks fluffy. I don't know what that means, but I'm glad they used the metric system because that makes a whole lot more sense than whatever it is that we use. And then 60 grams of water. And my mom makes caramel exactly this way. This is how my mom has always done it. 2 ingredients. I know that it's very dangerous. She reminded me every time she made it. I also believe you're not supposed to mix it or touch it with a spoon. You can do this and that's it. So I'm gonna let it cook. While the caramel finishes cooking, I am going to prepare strawberries. If I manage to get 2 out of this, let's say 3, I will be pretty happy. I'm just gonna remove the ends and that is it. That's all I'm gonna do. In the video they used a paper cup, but I actually don't own a paper cup. So I got a metal can. I think this will work out as long as it doesn't melt, you know, with the caramel. I'm practicing this with my hands already shaking. Caramel goes in here. Oh my god, this is so difficult. Are you joking? I don't possess this skill. Or caramel. It looks kind of ready. I only want to get 1 done. Okay, so I'm gonna place this in the caramel. While that's in the caramel, I'm gonna grab the strawberry. Okay. Oh my god. You know what? Let's try this again. One last chance before this solidifies. This was my wrapped strawberry. I mean, it is wrapped the same way I wrap my Christmas presents every year. Could not get worse than it did. But how nice will it taste, you know? The caramel wasn't ready. Here goes nothing. Okay, let me move quick. Wait, it might work. Wait a second. Let me try with this one. Oh my god. I'm stuck. It works! Good things do come to those who try once, twice, 3 times. We ended up with this. It does work. Obviously, I suck at this. Look at this. I actually managed to make caramel. It's still beautiful. Like, if I saw this, I'd be like, oh, plastic. But no, I made this. I feel like TikTok in America would never give me this skill. This is international luck that I'm absorbing here. I'm never gonna be able to do this ever again. We did it. What a time to be alive.
超长拉丝的彩虹吐司，你见过吗？拿出家里吃不完的芝士，切一半，按照彩虹的顺序放到吐司上，再盖片吐司。
We're gonna start with the mozzarella. I'm using some low moisture shredded mozzarella. I'm not gonna do a whole lot because we're doing a total of 6 colors, maybe this amount. How many colors are there in a rainbow? I have no idea. I'm colorblind. I'm following this one blindly. No pun intended. I came for new things and new things are happening in 6 different plates. I believe this is red, so 1, 2 purple, I think. Maybe that was enough. Green. I think this is blue, I'm not sure. And this is pink because they wouldn't make a gray one, even though that's what I'm seeing. These have to go in the microwave, but I think we're supposed to mix them just a little bit first. I'm gonna try to avoid any cross-contamination, but blue. I'm going to microwave these. Let's start with the blue one because it's very pigmented. I'm using this feature in my microwave which is called soften. It just softens things up. I usually do butter like that when I'm baking. A little on the crispy side, but maybe this is supposed to become like dough. Is it? Just gotta massage this. I think I should have used a little bit more cheese. I'm gonna top the next ones with more cheese. I added a little bit of extra cheese on all of them, and I believe, yep, you see how this is so much easier? You're basically making bread, except it's very hot mozzarella, and I'm no longer going to be able to use fingerprint ID. So I'm gonna make it into like a little log, and this is going to be the blue one. It does work so far. Babe, wake up. Your he, she, we, they, them, vegan, vegetarian sandwich is almost ready. It works. Keeping it real, keeping it short, keeping it simple. This blends so well with the cheese that there's no transfer. So you can actually touch all of them at the same time and the colors don't transfer. There is a specific order to the rainbow, I'm assuming. I hope this becomes a little bit lighter. It's a little bit dark, but that's definitely on me. Also, don't ask questions. I don't have the answers. Wow. I wasn't expecting that. How do we place the colors? Like this? Let me think. When I cut into it, because when I cut into it, I want to see the rainbow, you know? It's actually kind of the perfect amount. Like, it fits in here perfectly. This is... You get the idea. We're gonna press this and let this toast up. Oh my god, I was not expecting it to be that crisp and clear. That is Shrek. If this worked, this should be all melty on the inside. So what I want to see when I cut into it is a perfect stretchy rainbow. If this worked, we should see... Interesting. I don't know what happened here. My cheese lost its ability to be stretchy. Only 2 colors remain stretchy. The rest, as you can see, it does not melt. This is a hate crime at this point. See, I wanted you to do that. I was editing the video and I realized on the actual clip they cut it horizontally, and maybe there's like a 1% chance that that was the reason, so I'm gonna try this again. So here it is. I still think this is not gonna work, but let's give it a try. Oh my god. I mean... This is why I wanted to come here and try this again, because even if there's a 1% chance that I was an idiot, which there often is, turns out this works. You just need to cook it for a lot longer and cut it in this specific way. Do I think this is appetizing? Let me ask the audience.
是彩虹草莓糖葫芦呀，切面宽度适合草莓个头，准备个不粘锅全程低温，手拿着棉花糖，如果怕烫可以戴个手套，匀速涂抹一层后，用叉子固定住草莓，用最快速度沾起糖，记得一定要快哦。
These are magical marshmallow twists. I believe in order to get that color effect, you do need to get specifically these ones, which are more expensive, so you can just get the normal ones, honestly. I'm going to assume this will only work after you wash the strawberries. You probably have to pat them dry. This is it. And then this is when the magic happens. Let's see if this works. Okay, this works a lot slower. I'm gonna burn my fingers. I think we're done here. And then I'm gonna go. Wait. Oh my god. It actually works. Oh my god, and you can see the colors. It's like making cotton candy. Look at this. Oh my god, and you can see the different colors. And it's burning now. They didn't tell me what to do about this. This turned out really cool. I'm just annoyed that I kind of burned my marshmallow a little bit and it ruined the colors. I'm gonna try this one more time because I believe that I can do this without burning. And now I'm gonna roll up already. Oh my god, why is it not working? I gotta come up with something else. This one's gonna be abstract. It was a little bit messy for a second, but actually you can see all the pastel colors and the texture of it is so satisfying. 3 seconds and you will elevate any dessert you're making for anybody. You can truly elevate it. Now, it's not that the first one didn't work, it's that the temperature was too high. It kind of defeats the purpose of buying the expensive rainbow marshmallow. So if you do that with a little bit more patience, with a lower temperature, it's messier. But look at the colors. That looks so much better. I mean, it's marshmallow and strawberry. If you want to bring a plate of something to impress somebody, a birthday party, a dinner that you've been invited to, do this. A whole plate of strawberries decorated. Even if you're messy, you can still accomplish this.
来财，来！我们这边老仔脖子上喜欢挂玉牌，香炉供台上摆，长大才开白黄牌，虔诚拜3拜，钱包里面多几百，硬的是6合彩，难的是等合牌。
This one is essentially divided in 2 parts. First of all, we gotta make the filling, which is just 2 ingredients, and then the coating separately, which is also 2 ingredients. I am going to start by removing the crust on all of these. The bread here is not very square, so it makes it difficult to transform into a square. Why does our bread is so rounded, you know? I do think it's interesting to see what kind of ingredients are popular in other languages on social media. Nutella is something that in my side of social media is not something that is hugely popular. I just think that's interesting. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to film this video. It allows your brain to come up with different things that are unexpected. So you're supposed to get just the squares, the inside of the bread, and then you're also supposed to flatten it down. You can use a rolling pin, but you know, it's easy enough. Kind of like this. It really is thin. Once we've done that, we're just gonna use the Nutella, and is my Nutella so liquidy? Anyways, I guess you can go kind of crazy here if you really want this to be super rich in the middle. You guys know how I feel about Nutella. It's too sweet for me in general. A measured amount of Nutella. This is pretty easy. So we're gonna roll this up now. I think we want to keep this tight. You don't want air in it. Wait, it's kind of easy actually. I really thought I was gonna struggle, like this is gonna take a hot minute, but they don't like overcomplicated things. I've actually noticed a huge difference. Some of the recipes I've seen while I was doing my research, they don't like too many ingredients, not too much, quick, easy. What you end up with, it's this tiny rolls of Nutella. Look how cute this is. I believe in the video they made this on a bowl, but that takes too much chocolate. I don't want to make that much waste. So this will hopefully be enough for the whole thing. We're just gonna put this in the microwave. That's pretty good. I think that'll be good enough. Then I'm gonna add some chopped nuts. Almonds, Brazil nuts, cashews, hazelnuts, pecans, pistachios, walnuts. Is there a nut that's not in here? I want this to taste like a Ferrero Rocher. I want this rich. We're gonna mix it in. Oh, that is going to be like a Ferrero Rocher DIY. They're doing stuff in China that we haven't come up with yet. I'm gonna roll up the first one. This is gonna get messy. There is no other way. Oh my God, look at that. This is going to be so rich. Look at this. This is kind of crazy. How does America always have the reputation of the most, let's say, creative, rich ways to eat food? And then we go and have a look at what they're doing. They're rolling up bread and Nutella. And because obviously that wasn't enough, they also... This is crazy. Okay, this gotta go in the fridge. This is torture because I wouldn't bite into it now. I'm not sure if you're truly seeing this. Like, are you seeing it? It looks like something you'd buy already made at the supermarket. This has been chilling for not even 20 minutes, and that's all it took. Visually, 10 out of 10. Structurally, 11 out of 10. Oh my God. If I close my eyes, this is crazy. I'm eating a Michelin star chef steak on a candy bar. You see the twisty effect, and then on the outside, all these nuts, the chocolate, it's just perfect. All I need right now is a glass of milk. And I would smash all of them. I'm not going to, but I would.
沿边30度切4刀不切断，再准备2片芝士片直接放入碗内，黄油10酱料均匀涂抹满，再把切开的斜边交叉，空气炸锅180度6分钟，颜值满满，香气四溢。
Okay, so in the video they use real garlic. We take shortcuts over here. They used a whole lot of garlic. It's gonna be a powerful piece of toast. This is some Kraft singles, which is one of my favorite things to use in any kind of sauces like this. This emulsifies anything because of all the fake thickeners. It just works. So 2 of them. Some of the recipes that we're trying in this video are from Rednote, which is available in the United States. A lot of people used it for a while when TikTok wasn't available. Some of them are from the China version of TikTok, which is called Douyin. Douyin is not available in the United States. There are ways, that's all I'm gonna say. So there's recipes from both. I just want you to know that there's still some brain cells in here. Like I show up to my job with a functional brain sometimes. This is fun for me because it's different. That's all that matters, really. Truly, that's all that matters to me. And while that's melting, now we gotta move on to the part where we're supposed to shape this. And people love transforming toast into this flour, whatever this is supposed to be. So let's see. Do you see the vision? That's kind of what you're supposed to do. So you do that on every single corner. So this is what you get. What? How is this going to become anything? Okay, this took more like 30 seconds, but we're gonna mix it. In the video, it looks more like a spread, but it smells good, I'll tell you that much. Look how smooth this is. First of all, I'm gonna spread this on both of them. So far it looks exactly the same, but that's because we haven't got to the part where we're supposed to shape this into a beautiful flower. I'm gonna cry already because I already know I can't do this. Okay, maybe, wait. And then this one goes, wait a second. What is going on with me? I have no idea how, but it's perfect. I'm not gonna touch it anymore. It is what it is. The difficult part to me to do this again. Guys, I have no idea what I've done. Wait a second, did I do it again? Why am I able to do everything these days? Did I grow up or something? Did like my skills become different? It kind of looks like Danish pastries, except it smells like garlic bread. Only positive things, so I'm gonna bake these. Okay, I was gonna show you, but I can't show you better than this. The last thing they do in the video is they get like a bamboo stick. I'm actually just using chopstick. And they make the stick of the flour so you can hold your garlic bread flour. So this is kind of what it looks like. So if we do this correctly, this is not going to fall apart. Oh my god, this is so cool. This is the... Imagine somebody comes to your house and you have like a row of these on the table. Like, oh, grab a flower. Movie night. Ouch! I will say one thing, if you asked me to do this again, I would not be able to tell you how I twisted this. Let's try it. Come on. That is so good. It's like garlic bread but cheesy, but also not really. Like, it's different. This is exactly why I wanted to film this video. Break up all the expectations we have for these videos. Different cultures, different people do things in unique ways. And improved garlic bread visually, but also flavor-wise.
切下来的吐司边卷起来，用竹签穿上，烧上蛋黄液，撒上白糖，烤箱160度5分钟，好看又好吃，一定要试试。
The most interesting thing about this was the way they cut the bread, because they basically make a square. They remove the crust in a perfect square. So they kind of do this. So if you wanted to use this for a sandwich, whatever you want to use the bread for, you could still use it. But it's important that you kind of leave it in a continuous piece. So then you get this. They kind of brush over this like it's very quick. Then we're supposed to roll this up. Okay. Mine seems smaller. And then I'm just using a chopstick to hold it in place. They do not lie over there. Like, you know from the get-go whether it works or not. There's a lot less bamboozling so far. So I'm gonna do one more just because. The most fun is actually to roll it up pretty tight. Then a chopstick is actually perfect because one of the ends is always sharper. Pretty amazing. So this is an egg wash, it's just egg, and I'm going to coat this. A lot of the Chinese recipes I've seen take a lot of egg without being specifically like breakfast stuff. Then I'm gonna sprinkle sugar. And then we're gonna flip it and do the same thing on the other side. Actually, it would have been easier to just dip this in the egg directly. You know what? I should have done this from the beginning. Okay, these look good now. I'm gonna cover them in a good amount of sugar. I want these to crisp up. It takes a total of 3 minutes to do this thing from beginning to end, which is crazy. I'm gonna bake them in the oven for maybe 10 to 15 minutes, and I will show you the result when there's more of a golden color. They have gone very caramelized. Look at this. It looks like a palmier. You know the palmier cookies? It kind of looks like that, but except we made this with just 3 ingredients. This is crazy. Okay, let's bite into it. Surprisingly creamy, kind of tastes like French toast. I mean, it is French toast on a stick. Because of the layers on the inside, it kind of reminds you of like maybe a mixture between a croissant and French toast. It is very good. I will say, I would eat like 10 of these. If I came to your house and you served me these, I would need 10. Just as a starter. That is the one downside. It's not a substantial food, but it's a fun, great snack.
发现了一个草莓的神仙吃法，草莓炼奶冻是谁还没吃过？先把草莓洗干净，把草莓顶部给切一小刀，再用吸管把草莓心里掏个小洞，把草莓放在冰格上挤根省事，全都给它挤满满。哇哇哇，多漂亮的草莓炼奶冻！一整个草莓冰淇淋的口感。
So I'm gonna start by removing the top of the strawberries. So I'm doing 3 of them, and I'm gonna say I'm not entirely sure what's going on in this video. I think it's condensed milk that they fill it up with. They use a straw for this part, but I actually have one of these, like a teaspoon measurement, but it's very sharp, the edges, and I'm sure this will make... Oh, that's a very satisfying sound. That would be amazing ASMR. You basically just wanna get in there and... Okay. That's what I wanted. And you get a hole in your strawberry. Not perfect, but sure this will do the job. Obviously, the bigger the strawberry, the easier it is. For me, this is pretty easy because these are very big strawberries. But if you're watching this from a country without growth hormones, I don't know what it's called, this might be more difficult. It does work. This is the average size of a strawberry in Europe, so you definitely have to be more careful. It's fine. It works just the same. Maybe it works even better. Can you eat this part? That has no flavor. This worked, which is what mattered. Then you're gonna need an ice cube tray, so I specifically got this one for this. And I'm going to use this condensed milk. This makes it a lot easier for this, because all I have to do is literally this. Look at this. I just never thought about doing this. And then putting this in the freezer is another layer of something new. It looks like tiny edible cups of milk. This is very satisfying. I love doing this. Honestly, they look pretty good. You're supposed, in my opinion, for this to become solid is putting it in the freezer. So I'm gonna put it in the freezer for maybe like, I would say 3 hours at least. There's an air pocket. So here we've got our strawberries. So these have been in the freezer, not even 3 hours. And as you can see, the center is solid. There's almost like a jelliness to it. This one spilled a little bit. I'm not sure why. Maybe there was an earthquake. Oh my god. Frozen condensed milk is crazy. This tastes like a full dessert. Something at the Cheesecake Factory. It tastes like cheesecake. Wait. That's it, it tastes like strawberry cheesecake. They've done something. I'm salivating because this is truly delicious. Wait, I need to get for another bite. So, the condensed milk stays liquid. There's almost like a jelliness to it. It results in something that is not quite ice cream, not quite a cheesecake either. Like somewhere in the middle. I love this, I really do.
口一的孩子好喜欢手抓饼解冻，手抓饼把香蕉卷起来成均匀的小块，刷上蛋黄液，180度烤20分钟，中途翻面。
I got some puff pastry for this, and then Walmart decided to change to replace the item. I mean, I'm not even mad at the kind of dough because it could work. Why is it so small? I'm terrified of this. We've done this a million times. Never a dull moment in my life. Look at the size of this. You know what? It might actually be perfect. This is enough for one banana, which is how much I wanted to make. The banana that they used in the video was comically straight. Anyway, so we're just gonna roll the banana in the dough, and we're going to remove anything we don't need so we can save this. The YouTube urge to deep fry this and see what happens. And you can really... That looks wrong. But you can really squeeze your banana. So hopefully we can slice this in a way. It's pretty easy. So you see the banana in the center. I might not be able to do the thinnest slices without this falling apart. So you can go pretty thin. I can't believe I've never thought of this myself. Obviously, if your banana is bigger, forget about it. I'm going to use an egg wash on all of them. So the last thing they do is they top it up with some black sesame seeds. These were actually difficult to find. You're putting these right in the center. So I think you're trying to like make it look like the banana seeds, you know? So you want to stay in the center of the banana. And it looks really cute. It's very effective visually. This is truly like a food hack, considering it takes you less than 5 minutes to elevate something that you probably already own. I'm gonna bake these for 15 to 20 minutes and then I'll show you the results. I cannot believe how quick this was versus the amount of effort that we put into it and how good it looks. Like it looks like something that you'd get on like a breakfast buffet at a hotel. Crisp in the back, and then on top it kind of seems like the banana is gonna be creamy in the center. Look at the crust on that. Why did I never think of this? It's not too sweet, like the sweetness is a little just a banana in the center, but that makes you appreciate the creaminess more because you're looking forward to the filling. It's good, it's really, really good, honestly. I'm actually surprised I've never seen this before on TikTok. There's zero room for mistake here. Try it. I was today years old when I found out they make jumbo-sized campfire roaster marshmallows, or as we say these days, plus-sized marshmallows. Politically correct. Wait, these are huge. Oh my god. How is this legal? What? So I'm going to increase the temperature because in the video it seems like they do this at a really high temperature. And essentially, this is how to transform a marshmallow into a beautiful decoration for desserts, cake toppers. I've noticed on Rednote, also on Douyin, a lot of the hacks revolve around food presentation. That's a lot bigger than here in the American and the European side of TikTok. For us, it's mostly recipes, the occasional hack. But on Rednote, there's a lot of how to present something better. How to make a Michelin star looking dish at home. Well, on this side we're just trying to get by. We're not really worried about the presentation. Hey, here goes nothing. One wrong move and I burn my fingers. That wasn't meant to happen. The top of my portobello mushroom is in Portobello. I want to bring it back to America. Oh my god, not the demon marshmallow again. What's with this hacks and like, okay, let's try this again. Oh my god, I'm like stuck. I'm supposed to do this a little bit slower. Okay, maybe now I stop. What about now? In the video they just lifted, but mine is not ready. Oh my god, not this again. I don't see how this would work. If this works with a tiny marshmallow, it's time for us to stop in America with the big sizes. I'm gonna try it with this. This is ridiculous. See, it still doesn't work. I don't get it. Unless I'm supposed to just leave it there and then peel it off at the end. Let's try that. This is officially cooled down. Look at this. I can't even peel it off. I don't understand how this is possible for them. What's up with this? How is it crunchy and soft?
我早餐机要个 QQ 糖，
把小熊糖搞里头，再放巧克力酱，
最后用一块吐司盖回去。
别忍压它个2分钟。这爆浆夹心太绝了，真是早餐来一块太好吃了。
Hold up, because I'm thinking. When we eat peanut butter and jelly, it's not too different from gummies. It's basically the same thing, just extra solidified. So maybe? So I got these Jolly Rancher gummies. It's pretty incredible. We got strawberries. Should we do just a mix? I'm just gonna do a mix of berries. Just imagine this is a bunch of different jams. So we got raspberry, cherry, strawberry, pineapple, berry. What? I have no idea what that is. So this is going to be the inside of our sandwich. So I'm gonna put it on my toaster. This is crazy, by the way. It is what it is. How do you know it's too much? I don't know. Has anyone ever tried this? Ever? They also do some chocolate. I'm gonna do a drizzle of hazelnut. I don't believe this is going to taste good together, but they definitely do it. So I'm gonna do some Nutella. Just a drizzle, because they do just a little bit. Like we're just gonna touch it here and there. So that's it. I'm gonna put the lid on it and we're gonna try this. This is crazy. We're gonna toast this up and hopefully have something to show you in a second. Let's check on our jelly sandwich. I will say structurally it works. Like it's solid, it's Shrek. What happens to it when you cook the gummy? I don't know. Ugh. Oh my god. I love my jelly toast. I mean, it does look like jelly. Ah, it's so hot. It tastes like jam. Maybe with an artificial note to it. I don't know, it's not horrible. Maybe there's a little bit of a bite to it more than jam. Ah, this is so dangerously hot. Ah, oh my god. This is kind of dangerous. The flavor, like a 6 out of 10. But the fact this is so dangerous. Do you see how sticky this is? It's like hot sugar. It's really dangerous.
把芝士片切成小方块，越南米皮只沾水，稍稍软化后，贴上另一张沾湿的米皮，沿着缝隙切开，带着烘焙纸一起排好在盘子上，先叮1分30秒，当芝士脆完全泡发，关注不念。
I'm not 100% sure what kind of cheese they use, because obviously there's language limitations, so I'm gonna try this with some cheddar and also with some mozzarella. My gut is telling me it's mozzarella because it looks like it. If it works, it will work with one of them. It's just squares, not too big. So I've got my cubes of cheese, which looks good. Now I'm going to soak my spring rolls. I honestly thought this was called rice paper. Why are they broken already? Look at this. So we got 2 of them, kind of. My microwave doesn't have a plate. It's like an oven. I'm gonna coat my plate in non-stick spray. Is this a bad idea? Maybe. Let's start with soaking this one and then placing it on here. Oh wait, I shouldn't have soaked this one yet. And now I'm gonna place the cheese and make sure. I think this will be okay. One of these will work out. So far it's working. I am now going to cut them. Why does my rice paper not act like rice paper? If you use scissors, this actually makes it a lot easier. You're supposed to trap your cheese in the rice paper. Very promising. I'm sure this will work out. I did scroll on the video frame by frame, and I know they put this in the microwave for a total of 1 minute and 30 seconds at 100% power. My microwave is powerful. I am going to place all of them on my plate. Oh my god, they're stuck to the table. Do you see why I hate rice paper? So this is it. This is not gonna work, is it? If this works, I will move to China. Okay, maybe not that, but I will eat Chinese food at some point this week. And I'm not stopping it no matter what, even if it sounds like popcorn. It sounds like popcorn. How is it burned and undercooked at the same time? It is crispy. It's maybe too crispy. I might potentially break a tooth here. 1 out of like 10 has puffed up. This is the singular one. It's not even a crazy puff, but it did puff up a little bit. It's really good. It kind of tastes like when you make a cheese toasty, if you love the crunchy corners, that's it. A plate of crunchy corners. I promise you it tastes exactly like that. I'm sure even the burnt ones. They're too crispy. They're not all as good as the ones in the video. I think the cheddar maybe works slightly better. This is really good.
吐司抹上鸡蛋液，摆上香蕉，均匀的涂抹蛋液，撒上零卡糖，空气炸锅170度8分钟，焦香软糯，饱腹感超级强。
One of the things I've come to appreciate in a lot of these Chinese recipes, there's a lot of recipes for just one single portion, like just one thing, and not making a giant tray that then you have to figure out what to do with. It's kind of like a banana French toast, but it's very, very simple. So I'm just going to use some egg wash. I believe they do this in first place. Then I'm going to slice some bananas on top. And I'm used to doing things not as delicate. I don't know what the best way to say what I'm trying to say is, but I feel like everything is placed in the right spot. That's one of the biggest differences in a lot of these videos. And then making something simple look beautiful and aesthetically pleasing. If this was a recipe that I was making for my followers, huge chunks of banana, the whole thing covered in syrup, caramelized, brown butter, this is a lot more delicate. So I'm gonna do egg on top of the banana as well. You go like this, done. Except we are in America. Everyone watching from China, close your eyes. You can carry on watching the video. So this is it. 12 minutes and I'll show you the results. So here it is, our banana toast. The banana was not caramelizing and then the bread was getting... I wish the bananas were a little more caramelized. Maybe it needed more sugar. I mean, the edges are crispy. There's not much more that you can ask for. That looks good. Look at the center. It's like custardy. That is a 10 out of 10 experience. I love the center. They really cooked here. Somebody cooked. It reaches all levels of textures. A new cultural experience for my stomach. We're gonna test whether this works or not. I really don't want to waste my favorite... This is my favorite drink probably of all time. Actually, I usually make 50% this, 50% iced tea. I have really become Americanized. I love this hack because you don't have to do a whole lot. All you have to do is this. I feel like I've seen people do this at bars. They're always holding stuff weirdly with spoons. I will be able to pour it without a single ounce being dropped. Hold up, something's not right. I feel like the chances of success are like maybe 35% every single time I'm doing it. I really thought I had to travel all the way to China to learn to not make a mess in the kitchen, but somehow I've made a mess in the kitchen. So what's up with this? How do you say you owe me a lemonade in Chinese? To make this aesthetic toast, I bought some cookie cutters on Amazon. I forgot what they are, but here they are. I want to do this one because I think this one's going to be cute, and this one because it looks kind of similar to the one they've done. How are we going to do this? They don't really tell us exactly how it's done. I think I figured it out. I just pressed the cookie cutter into here, and you can kind of see the marks, and now hopefully I can cut this. I'm sure you can buy these already made, but how amazing is it to make your own, you know? I'm not sure if we captured the bear perfectly. So this is as good as I can do it. I'm assuming you literally put this on top of toast and then you can reutilize this as many times as you want. It's just a stencil. You really only have to do it one time. With the other one, I want to do the opposite. Let me see if maybe I can use the stencil to cut this because this is going to be very difficult otherwise. Maybe we can just cut it like this. This is more difficult than I thought, so this is it for the other one. It kind of looks like a gummy bear. So using the cookie cutters, we essentially made two stencils that I guess we can reutilize. I just want to make sure my stencil will stick, so I'm going to use a little bit of butter, also extra flavor, so it doesn't move around in the oven. This is going to be it. I mean, I really hope this works, because It's cute, you know? Let's bake this. 10 minutes. I was trying to make sure that there was gonna be a difference in color, and I slightly overcooked my toast. But it will be okay if this works. So here's the reveal. That is cute. It's kind of great because this part in the middle stays soft. You can obviously butter it now and you will still be able to see the difference. This is our gummy bear and... Wait, this is really cute. It works. I'm gonna predict what the people in the comments are gonna say. What is the point of this? Sometimes I'm the same way and I'm like, what is the point of this? Sometimes this is the way I'm going to find an ounce of serotonin. Sometimes this is the reason to wake up in the morning, to make yourself a teddy bear toast. So that's the reason why I consider this an improvement to regular toast. This really needs butter.
首先把撕开的调料包压在盖子里，这样一拉，盖子撕下来，然后给它对折，这样不仅凉得快，而且还能防止漏在身上。
There's at least 2 different things going on here. So first of all, these are my shin noodles. I filled it up with water and inside you've got all the seasoning. Sometimes the seasoning is liquid, sometimes it's a powder. But I guess this works either way. You want to open the seasoning, you want to place it with the lid still on, and you want to squeeze it. As you press it, you make sure you get every last drop. Okay, so I'm gonna do this one more time because mine is a powder. Let me ask the audience, it is empty. The other hack is once you open this and you get your noodles, so you know when you're eating noodles and you kind of have to like lean over the bowl. But I guess if you want to stay away from the bowl, I don't know why you'd want that, but you can basically fold this once, twice. This one is like plastic, so it does not fold in the easiest way. And I guess you can just go like this and then I just spilled it everywhere. I guess you can put it on here even and then just go. It works. I didn't make a mess, but also I just want to show you that, look at this. I have limbs that were created for this purpose. Is this an improvement? I'm gonna keep it real. No, it's not. I made more of a mess trying to do this than if I was just sitting here. I'll bring it real close to my face and you guys can pick whatever you want, but for me, no.
把香蕉底切平，把香蕉头切掉，再尾部。接着把4条香蕉皮再插上小番茄，然后造型。我是有一餐，下期见。
One of my favorite things when I was traveling in Asia was the presentation of fruit, specifically in hotels and buffets. I've never eaten as much fruit in my life for the simple fact that it was presented to me in the most beautiful, cut up, ready to eat kind of way. First of all, I'm gonna do a cut in the bottom because otherwise this is not going to lie flat. Then they cut this part off as well. I think it's just because they don't think it's particularly aesthetically pleasing. We're gonna do 3. Oh my god, this is wonky. It'll be fine, it'll be fine. You're basically supposed to end up with 3 strips, 3 different cuts, but I've done it the other way around, but it'll be fine. I don't have a toothpick, but this will be fine. All 3 are supposed to come this way. This is the kind of thing that I will try on a video. I would never actually implement this in my life. It looks so bad. They do a tomato on top, but I'm gonna do a blueberry right here. This is where the magic happens. You're supposed to cut all of these, shift one of them to the right, then the next one to the left. We're having some structural problems. I'm trying to take this seriously. This is not a joke. Your culture is not a joke. My skill is cue the Titanic flute. I actually take back everything I said. I don't need my banana presented nicely. This is stupid. I'll just eat the banana.
小朋友放假知识里打颗鸡蛋，淋上沙拉酱，放上火腿片，扣上吐司，一步定型翻个面，满满的知识，小朋友很喜欢。
One of the things I enjoy about food, and specifically this type of videos, for example, you take something as simple as a sandwich. We all have different concepts of what a sandwich is. And it's interesting to see what that is in different countries. So I'm gonna do the ring of cheese around it. This is cooking a little bit too quick. Okay, we're gonna crack an egg. They have me stressed. Oh no. They'll be fine. Salt and pepper. I believe it's mayo. It's just a white sauce. Suspicious white sauce. Huh? I've got these chicken slices. This is what I use for my cheese toasties. Where's the bread? How is my bread gonna stick? It looks like somebody murdered bread. How am I gonna flip this? What else are we gonna do? Let's spray this side. Now that we're at it. Wait, this works. This does not look like a sandwich that I could ever produce with ingredients in my house. We're playing 3D chess here. This is definitely an interesting take on a sandwich. Like, I use scissors for everything. It's my favorite gadget in the kitchen. Look at this. This looks insane. Are you kidding me? The greatest sandwich I've ever made myself. That is so good. That tastes like restaurant level. I wouldn't tell you how good this is, but I just want to carry on eating. The best sandwich I've ever made in my kitchen. This is definitely an improvement to any sandwich I've ever made. And I'm gonna guess for most people. And that was it for this video, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. This was a cultural exchange where I was taking and providing nothing. I wanted to do something different. I'd never seen anyone do this, and I just wanted to put things together in new ways that I haven't seen on my For You pages and on my side of the internet. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to give the video a like and subscribe to the YouTube channel only if you like these videos. Sometimes I'm watching videos, I'm not even 10 seconds in, I don't even know what the video is about yet, and I have these YouTubers screaming at me to subscribe. I'm like, I don't know who you are. I don't even know if I'm having a good time yet. The change you want to see in the world, you have to make it first, so I keep it real. Subscribe only when you get to the point where you enjoy the videos, and if you are here, I really appreciate it. I really truly do. So I love you guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you on my next video. Bye bye.